Officials for tonight's game are Tom Hodges, Jeff Beavers, Kerry Newland, and Michael Bruno.
Well, I'm not sure there's any way to follow up that incredible public address introduction here at the newly christened Highmark Center, but we'll give it a whirl as we welcome you in here to Carnegie Mellon University, where the Tartans women's volleyball team look to kick off their weekend against the 4-5 Riverhawks from Susquehanna University, who join us this evening from the Landmark Conference. Yours truly, Nick Schmeg here, joined alongside by Rob McKinney. Glad to have you along with us tonight from CMU. Rob, these are two teams that it's always kind of hard to get a read on early on in the year, especially in Division III volleyball, and particularly when you bring in two teams from different conferences, 5-4 CMU, 4-5 Susquehanna. A lot to be determined in this matchup.
Yeah, these are always, you're right. You're not quite sure how these are going to go, non-conference matchups before they get into conference play. But we've said this for a very long time. CMU is in a really talented conference for women's volleyball in the UAA. But the last time these two teams met, Nick, was back in 2021. It was Carnegie Mellon, or Susquehanna rather, who came away victorious, winning in 5 sets. And it was very close. Carnegie Mellon actually won the first two, lost the second two, and then eventually lost the fifth. And there were only two Tartans that played in that matchup that are playing here tonight, and that's Laura Raychard and Abby Chen. So they're not familiar with each other, so really anything is possible.
Yeah, this is a CMU team that lost Mindy Lai, their second-team All-UAA setter last year, but so far off to a decent start. It is the Tartans in the black. They are going attacking from the right side. Susquehanna in the bright orange with the dark red libero left to right early on here in set number 1, and already we see a decent volley just outside. That goes for the opening points in CMU's favor.
Yeah, that didn't miss by much. I think that was inches from the back line.
Laura Raychard, the graduate student out of Puerto Rico, serving for the Tartans. Able to get down on the ground for that one as well. They keep that volley alive. An extra touch, and getting it done up front is Catherine Jackson.
Great finish there by CMU, but Susquehanna, decent setup. They only had one blocker for CMU. That was Woodard, who was over there, so missed opportunity. Well defended by the Tartans, and a quick 2-0 lead.
Susquehanna will get one back there, and their first of the night. As we will see the Riverhawks serve for the first time tonight. Kira Roach, the senior setter out of Charlottesville, Virginia. Puts that in the back half of the courts, and now right to left across. Susquehanna able to level things up here at 2 apiece.
Yeah, and that's Kowalski. She is the leader in kills on this Riverhawks team. 97 total kills, 3.1 kills per set.
Good response there from Carnegie Mellon. Bella Woodard, the junior out of Houston, Texas, able to get it done from the right side.
Yeah, the lefties are just so hard to defend, and the opposite hitter came away with a big swing there. And CMU, they do have two really talented lefties there on the opposite side. You'll see Elizabeth Schlemmer, I'm sure, as this set progresses.
Riverhawks initially dug that serve receive over. Now they're fighting for it at the nets, and it falls just wide in favor of the Tartans. So these teams starting off 2 points at a time, now 4-2 in favor of the Tartans.
And Tartans are coming off a big win against Randolph Mackin, and they won 3-0. It was a close first set, close third set. Second one they took pretty easily. So riding off a big win, 5-4 in the conference. Woodard there with a kill, and I think that this team needs to find its stride as they're soon approaching UAA play.
Yeah, CMU 2 out of 3 in both of their last 2 tri-matches, one of which they hosted. That back 2 weekends ago to open up this Highmark Center, where they were able to win a couple of games, 3-0 over Westminster, 3-1 over Scranton. Nearly an ace there off the top of the net for Susquehanna as they trail now 5-3 in this opening sets. Back in the other direction, great dig there from Jessica Sack. CMU trying to line one up. That'll stay in.
That was a very nice kill there by McFarland. Has a ton of power. The outside hitter just sneaking it in along the near side.
Elizabeth Schlemmer delivering this serve. That one again nearly got down onto the hardwood straight away, but Susquehanna able to rescue it. To the left side, the delivery, Ryan Rorals taking care of business again from that left side, able to get a whack in there.
Well, that one just missed the hair of Abby Chen. A little bit of matrix there trying to get out of the way. And those are so hard to lay off when it's coming right at you. And great awareness there by Chen. Savvy play.
And so CMU gets the service right back. Susquehanna with a bit of a fake there to elude. Setter dump there from the Tartans. Unable to work in terms of getting a point, but the volley continues. Susquehanna gets the better of that one.
Yeah, Raychard right into the net. And Laura Raychard leads the team in kills with 105 altogether, averaging 3 kills per set. And we were there for that quad match against Westminster, Scranton, and Marietta. And Laura Raychard was phenomenal against Westminster. 16 kills in that one.
Good work there from CMU. And again, you can see Juliana McFarland able to get it right up to the net. And so far, Susquehanna has not had an answer for her. Still in the early stages here. Tartans lead 8-5 in the opening sets. Looking to make that 9-5. Susquehanna trying to stay composed. They did a good job there. Again, Ryan Rorals able to get the windmill from the back. She steps forward across the service line, or across the attack line, and just as Juliana McFarland leaves Susquehanna boggled, the same goes for Rorals attacking CMU.
And Raychard pushed it out of bounds, but it's a great dig there by Schlemmer to keep it alive. And Susquehanna clawing back now, down by just 1.
Such a game of momentum. It comes and goes, and just like that, we're tied up again. That's Rorals again. Able to pick up the first ace of this game. Schlemmer was the one that mishandled that, but now Catherine Jackson gets a little bit of redemption for CMU, able to put them up again now by 1.
Yeah, the Catherines have been a force this year. Catherine Marshall and Catherine Jackson. Jackson right there with the kill, but Marshall, the freshman, getting significant playing time in her first season with CMU. And then another point there for the Tartans.
You mentioned that tri-match with Scranton, Marietta. Jackson did great there, a season-high 14 kills against Scranton and 3 blocks against Marietta, both season highs for her this year. That one out the back. And that keeps the Riverhawks within good reach. They make the trip over to Pittsburgh from Selinsgrove, Pennsylvania. Much of that landmark conference kind of centers around that neck of central eastern Pennsylvania.
It's really amazing, random thought, just how many Division III schools there are in Pennsylvania and in this part of the country. When you get out west, they're few and far between. And I always forget just how many conferences are here within a reasonable driving distance of downtown Pittsburgh.
I might be mistaken. I think Pennsylvania leads the nation in D3 colleges.
I thought I saw that as well.
I know Ohio's up there as well, but either way, we get the influx of it being right in western Pennsylvania. As we see Laura Raychard put that one into the net, Susquehanna now trailing just 12-10.
You do see a lot of these teams within those conferences. Sometimes different sports will play in different conferences.
Great hit for CMU. It turns into a point either way with a violation. That's Catherine Marshall from the left side, the true freshman out of Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah, she has been a great find for head coach Ann Bach. And it seems like the Tartans here, they always find one or two really talented freshmen that come in and play right away. And there's a talented upperclassman making a play there on the far side.
Coach Ann Bach in her 6th year now as the head coach at CMU. She's been here for about twice as long in the program as an assistant as well. 12 wins away from number 100. Setter dump there from Susquehanna. Catches CMU napping, and it's 14-11.
Yeah, well done there by Emily Kowalski. She's such a talented outside hitter. That time a nifty play. The setter dump. And CMU, you're right, weren't expecting that at all. You know who's really good at that? Naya Tamala. She set up that punishing blow by McFarland.
And CMU able to get up right into the middle. Win the serve back, and Elizabeth Schlemmer will take it, the junior from Centerville, Ohio. A business major here at Carnegie Mellon. Second on the team with just under 2.5 kills per set. To the left side, great reception. Again, the touch. That is Catherine Marshall getting a couple of pieces of contact to it since CMU's got the points. Bit of a carry from the Riverhawks. There's one thing in volleyball this year at the NCAA ranks. Ball handling errors and violations getting a little bit more lenient as Susquehanna gets a big kill there. Rorals stepping up again. Amanda Gore serving. And CMU able to put that volley away rather quickly. McFarland, right place, right time once again.
Yeah, I would be surprised maybe if CMU gets another point here that we won't see a timeout by Stephanie Johnson in her first season, interim head coach.
Also the associate AD at Susquehanna. But those unforced errors, like you just see there, they make a big difference as well.
Yeah, that can really switch momentum, but CMU is just so aggressive off the serve, trying to get the other team and out of their system. And, you know, this seems to be a common thread for CMU, the service errors, but they do get a large amount of service aces as well.
Susquehanna coming into this weekend looking for a net positive out of a weekend for the first time this year. They went 1-3 at Gettysburg, August 30th and the 31st. They went 1-2 last weekend at Johns Hopkins. Their last win coming over Marymount. Tough call along the ground there for CMU, but the linesmen were all over it.
Yeah, it looked clean from our angle, but we're not right there on the court. And,
right, exactly.
Susquehanna takes the timeout.
And that was a timeout you kind of alluded to there. Now the lead 19-13 in this opening set. Some quick stats here as this first set draws near an end. Ryan Rorals leads the way right now with 3 kills for Susquehanna. For CMU, it is Juliana McFarland with 5. Bella Woodard has 3. Those two have combined for 10 total attacks, so they are hitting nearly perfect. 833 for McFarland, 750 for Woodard. And as a team, CMU hitting 400 right now. Susquehanna right there at an even 0, perfectly even. So the consistency has certainly been there from Carnegie Mellon in this first set, if those stats in the box score can tell you anything.
And it shows, and I think really the only points that Susquehanna is getting, it seems like they're mistakes made by CMU. And the stats sort of show it there.
Carnegie Mellon hitting 196 on the season so far. That's actually only just 7th in the UAA. Of course, no one's played conference play yet, as they get another one there to break 20 for the first time tonight.
There's Laura Raychard with another kill, and they're so happy to have her back, the graduate student for Puerto Rico.
And she's 6th in the conference with 3 kills a set. 4th in the conference with, well, she came into this game with 316 total attacks. That number has already improved by 5. And she's 5th in the conference, 2nd on the team with 155 digs this year. And it is only September 20th.
Yeah, she's an offensive weapon, but defensively very stout.
Jackson, she is for real.
That ball got mishandled by the Riverhawks.
For the Tartans, number 2, Bella Woodard.
And now the Tartans up 3 touchdowns to 2 over Susquehanna, 21-14 here in set 1. Good work along the line there from CMU. They are cruising right now, looking to put this set away.
That's Jessica Sack, the libero for Susquehanna, diving. Trying to save that one, could not. Again, really, really tough shot to read from the lefty Woodard, who has a lot of power behind that swing. And another quick point here for the Tartans. They're making quick work of the Riverhawks here. And I want to keep in mind that this first set was tied at 8. Since that point, it's been all CMU.
And right now, Nea Tomala has done a great job behind the line serving. That one just over, and that'll drop for an ace.
Tomala with the ace.
One of her best assets. Not to mention, she's the current UAA Athlete of the Week, announced earlier this week. One more to go for set number 1. Tomala looks to take it herself. She'll need a little help here from her teammates, though. Susquehanna has stymied out at 14. That's where they'll end the set as well, as Laura Raychard is able to put a period on the end of that sentence. 25-14. You wouldn't know that set was close at a time, but that'll do it for set number 1. We'll take a break here from Carnegie Mellon Athletics, and we'll be back with the second set tonight here from the Highmark Center. A 17-6 run is how that first set ended. It was tied 8-8, and CMU was able to put it away, a 25-14 victory with a team-high 5 kills out of 6 attacks coming from Juliana McFarland, 4 kills out of 5 attacks coming from Bella Woodard. An overall just really solid effort from the Tartans. 452 hitting percentage with 2 aces. 15 digs defensively. They got 3 blocks as opposed to Susquehanna's 0, and kills went 16-6 for Carnegie Mellon.
Yeah, it was very one-sided, and CMU trying to carry that on here to set number 2. And again, last time these two teams met, CMU won the first 2 sets. That was back in 2021, and then they fell in set 3, 4, and 5 to Susquehanna. So still a lot of volleyball to be played, but a very impressive set 1 win.
Well, Susquehanna has played the long game this year. They are 0-5 when in games with that have only gone 3 sets, but they're 4-0 in games that have gone 4 or 5 sets. So
For Susquehanna to start set number 2.
able to get and CMU, funny enough, is the opposite, 3-0 in 3-set matches, and they are 2-4 in games that have gone 4 or 5 sets. And all of a sudden, Susquehanna able to take an early lead, and it's only 1 point now, but in a game that relies so heavily on momentum swinging back and forth, you never know where that's got to start. CMU looking to get that back, and they do. It only took one attack.
Yeah, that probably was one of, if not the most powerful swings that I've seen from Catherine Marshall so far this year. She put a lot under that, right through the hands of the block.
Yeah, she was able to toe the line right down the nets. Here she goes again. That one gets stuffed, but they'll keep the possession. Dropping it back centrally to Susquehanna. Good communication. Back to Marshall now from the left side and into the nets. It looked like that might have gone. They'll say they lifted it somewhere.
I'm not sure I saw that, but either way.
I don't think Ann Bach did either. She stood up right away wondering where that came from. Either way, 2-1 for the Riverhawks now. Tamala able to set it at the nets. Back to the Tartans, and Marshall from the outside sneaks it in.
There's Marshall again. We're setting her up nicely as we have a substitution here. Woodard to come out. Looks like it is Izzy Safford, who in an earlier match, I think she has only done this once, maybe twice so far this year. She was the extra libero. So we had two liberos at once, not in the contest at the same time, but Abby Chen and Safford both identified as liberos.
Yeah, she's played 21 sets in 7 matches this year. She's got 2 kills and is going off of 2.5 digs per set. Over 50 digs this year, so some decent time for the true freshman out of Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Yeah, her and Catherine Marshall getting a lot of playing time as freshmen. We've also seen Gabby Javier as well. And here's the serving specialist, Zoe Gavros.
And there you see why. That didn't take long for her to prove that title.
Yeah, she's done that all year long. The sophomore got some playing time as a freshman, really impressed. And certainly makes an impact every time she's in the contest.
A business administration major from California. She'll get to serve again. Attacking error from Susquehanna, who have lost this lead now in the second sets. They'll certainly try to side out Gavros here and dethrone her from that service line. Oh, she does it herself.
Serves error, point for Susquehanna. Into the match for the Riverhawks. Number 10, Delaney McCoy. Also entering now serving, number 20, Kendall Mason.
Looks like Kendall Mason will check in to serve here. How about this for a combination? An accounting and French double major at Susquehanna. As McFarland adds to her total of kills, that looks to be her first of this set.
Trying to think how you can combine the two, but I'm sure there's a way. I'm sure it's always useful to learn another language and to get a degree in that.
For sure. (6-4) now for the Tartans. Good work along the net once again. The positioning from the Tartans' attack has just been pristine so far in this game.
Yeah, they have been executing at a very high level. And they've done it at all phases. Off the serve, defensively, and on the attack. It has been seamless for CMU to start.
And another ace there for the Tartans to double up the total now, 8-4. The lead on the board in set number 2. Back at it, Susquehanna digging themselves a bit of a hole right now with that error adding to their total. Not in an area they'd like to compile some numbers, but now hitting in the negatives. 3% below 0. They mishandle the attack there. unable to get a clean dig off of it.
Yeah, I was going to say we're probably going to get a timeout here. That's exactly what we're going to get.
That was Jessica Sack trying to reel that in, the junior out of Broomall, Pennsylvania, before Stephanie Johnson called her second timeout overall. First one of this set. 10-4 is the mark on the board here in this second set. CMU has not been phased by a ton in this matchup.
No, their hitting percentage is insane right now. 429, 22 kills to Susquehanna's 6. And defensively, they're doing a great job and leading in the ace department as well. And again, it's every part of their game right now. It's looking very good. And they got some tough matchups tomorrow against some pretty good teams. But again, this one far from over. Got to keep driving home that point that 3 years ago when these teams met, they were up 2 sets to none and thought they were going to run away with that one pretty easily. Not the case.
Susquehanna with a hefty dig, nearly enough to put it over the nets. Back in the other direction and out of bounds. The attack went from Raychard.
Out of bounds, Point River Hawks.
Up until that attack right there, CMU had 8 more attacks in this game and 4 fewer attacking errors than the Riverhawks. Of course, that changes by 1 there as this score is now 10-5. A light touch for the Riverhawks. Good work at the net to keep it going. Unable to get the block, and again, Sack has trouble with the handle. She ranks 6th in the Landmark Conference with 4 digs per set. But has so far struggled just a little bit in that category. She's got 6 overall in this match tonight so far. Again, just a hair. Out of bounds.
Ryan Royals laid off.
And that made the difference. For the point, the dig there is from Gavros. And Susquehanna at the nets, able to stand up. It's Amanda Gore up there, standing at 6 foot tall.
Yeah, 2 quick points, trying to build some momentum and claw their way back in set number 2.
You can see why Gore leads this team now with 20 blocks. More strength at the net, that time from Emily Kowalski.
She really is the start and stop to the Riverhawks offense, leading the team in kills by a significant amount. I think the next closest is 47 kills, if I remember looking at the statistics right. I mean, she is definitely the go-to.
Yeah, Kowalski came into this game with 97 kills, and it looks like next closest is further down at 43. So,
43.
yeah, just over twice as many. And as a result, Kowalski's a top 5 attacker in the Landmark with 3.1 kills per set. 12-8 now for CMU after a big kill the last volley. Great dig there from Sack over the back of her head. CMU adding a couple of fake jumps at the nets. Susquehanna not biting, but the block will get him. Kai Herkenrother, the Pittsburgh local, with the solo block.
Some great defense there by Emily Kowalski. Barely saved one, as we have an ace here from Raychard, but barely saved it and giving it everything she's got. But right now, the positive momentum certainly in the Tartans' favor.
Herkenrother became the 5th different person on this CMU roster tonight with a block. After that play, Susquehanna winning one back. A couple of substitutions, both for Susquehanna. Stella Robinson. Haven't seen her a ton yet tonight. She's gotten increased playing time, though, in the last couple of matches for the Riverhawks. making an impact immediately.
Well, Nick, that's one thing I don't think we've talked about, and apologies if we have, but I missed it. But Susquehanna on a 2-game losing streak, but before this one, lost to number 3 ranked Johns Hopkins and number 19 Ithaca. So those are 2 really hard matchups before coming up against a non-conference foe and some non-conference play here in this quad. But that's a tall task to come in here on the road after those 2 tough matches against really good teams.
Yeah, those are teams, opponents that, no doubt, I think anyone, CMU included, would certainly struggle with to go up against. So you got to take those sweeps with a grain of salt. And you look at that Ithaca loss; those sets were 25-20, 25-23, 25-21. So they were with them. They broke 20 points in each of those 3 sets to a nationally ranked Ithaca Bomber squad. They avoid a mistake. CMU doing the exact same. And Susquehanna fell first on that rally. Not the cleanest of touches for either side, but it's the Tartans that come away with a point to go up by 5. Back in the other direction, too strong, but in the net.
Yeah. Net violation there on the Tartans.
Riverhawks certainly staying within reach so far, better than in this set than they did in set 1. We're right around that double-digit mark. CMU was able to pull away, but now both teams in the teens and really still anyone's set here. 16-13 as Susquehanna grabs another. This is Reagan Kane serving. She'll drop back, allow Rorals to step up for the attack for the Riverhawks. McFarland got a touch to it since CMU's got another.
Yeah, Bella Woodard has been fantastic today. Taking a look at the stats here, 5 kills, 3rd on the team. Tonight, Laura Raychard with 6, Juliana McFarland with 7, but she hasn't missed much.
Strong attack there from Susquehanna. Abby Chen had to backtrack a bit for the dig. She was able to get a touch to it, though. Now a light touch at the nets from the Riverhawks. Switching fields, and Susquehanna picks up the points.
4 touches, points for Susquehanna.
Yep, 4 touches there for CMU.
Don't see that one as often, certainly. But the unforced errors have kind of been the story of this game. It was the story in the first set. Nearly an ace there for Susquehanna. Great work by CMU to grab that right underneath the net, literally. I believe that was McFarland that was able to get down onto the ground for it, and she saves that point for the Tartans.
Yeah, reacted very quickly, kept it alive. The freshman finishing it off. And it's Gavros into serve now. Tartans looking to keep the ball here and put this one away.
Gavros was one of the strongest servers so far in this game. Got 3 or 4 points to end the first set. Like you said, looks to do the same here. She needs 7 points. A bobble at the nets on the clear double attack, and CMU cuts into that 7-point necessity. Now down to 6. 19-14. Your set 2 score again, 25-14. The result from set number 1 with the Tartans on top there. Rorals, clean work.
In for Susquehanna, number 10, Delaney McCoy, also entering, now serving, number 20, Kendall Mason.
Again, we'll see Kendall Mason here, the Columbia, Maryland native. 2.1 digs per set so far this year for her. Didn't need one there, as Sack was back able to get it, and Great work from Susquehanna. Oh, but they're able to keep it alive.
Wow.
Stephanie Johnson, the head coach here, on her feet, jumping up and down. Can't believe that the Riverhawks have kept this in play. CMU trying to act unfazed by all of it, and they are coming away with the points to break 20.
Well, Riverhawks are probably thinking, what more do we have to do
Right.
to get a point and go on a run here? I mean, that was tremendous defense. The libero for Susquehanna, Jessica Sack, I am not sure how she got that one. And she's had some issues digging here tonight, but that was a tremendous back and forth.
Yeah, they certainly got their steps in. They were racking up the mileage on the right side of the courts. Strong look at the nets. No block yet, though, from CMU. A set there from Delaney McCoy. The attack from the opposing 10 and Herkenrother, and CMU now finds themselves 3 points away from going up 2-0 in this game. 22-15 as Abby Chen serves. One of the best liberos right now in the UAA, second in digs per set with 4.7.
Wow.
Oh, that was close.
Yeah, did not miss by much. Great discipline to let that one go. And Susquehanna, they're not playing bad right now.
Right.
Just things are going CMU's way.
And the mishandled touch there from CMU sets up a set points for the Tartans. 24-15. So Susquehanna doing 1 point better than the first set, if not more. Deep delivery from Rorals. On the other end of it, it's Laura Raychard to put it away. 25-14, 25-15 is the set 2 result, and CMU is 25 points away from an overall victory to improve to 6-4. We'll step aside from the Highmark Center and be back for the third. Back here from the Highmark Center in just the third match that Carnegie Mellon athletics in total have played here. All three belonging to women's volleyball, but of course, before you know it, we'll be back here for some hoops action this year. It is 2-0 if you're just joining us over the Susquehanna Riverhawks out of the Landmark Conference. They look to avoid a 4-6 start. On the flip side, CMU looking to go 6-4 heading into tomorrow's full slate of action. Rob, you'll be back here for that to see Ohio Wesleyan at 11 a.m. and Mount Union at 5. And then CMU will be here again next Thursday. I'll be here alongside Jack Ridenauer as they are set to host the #1 team in the nation in Juniata,
who is year over year within that top 5 or 10 conversation. Very rich program where Ann Bonk came from, graduated in 1998.
And Susquehanna themselves will see Juniata at least once later on this year as they both belong to the Landmark Conference. Juniata not only a threat perennially in women's volleyball, but also men's volleyball, which is growing in Division III. We know ourselves in Western Pennsylvania, the President's Athletic Conference, set to begin their first full year of men's volleyball action this year. Into the third set now we go. CMU back to our right, and another miraculous save here for Susquehanna. But that magic due to run out at some points, and there it did on the 4th or 5th touch.
Yeah, they're getting absolutely peppered, but somehow staying alive, then getting out of system, and Tartan's able to finish it off. I mean, they can't miss right now. And another ace.
Yeah, how about aces? 8-1 now after that. And CMU's really just been forcing Susquehanna into mistakes. There you see it again. Nothing overly fancy from the Tartans, just really clean and crisp volleyball. that pressures the Riverhawks into making mistakes. How about this for a stat? Kills 32-10.
Yeah. And it's coming from everyone. It seems like everybody's contributing offensively.
Yeah, it's been a very balanced approach. As Bella Woodard adds to her total there. That's kill number 6 for her. But you have 8 kills from Raychard, 7 from Juliana McFarland, 5 from Catherine Marshall, 4 from Catherine Jackson, and 3 from Kai Herkenrother. So everyone just 1 kill apart in that regard. Nea Tomala, by the way, 32 assists so far tonight for the Tartans. She's got all but 1. Abby Chen had another.
Yeah, Tamala had a tall task of replacing Mindy Lai, who was phenomenal during her time here at CMU, but Tamala has very much impressed me and has done a great job for this program. Big shoes to fill.
And she got to sit behind her for a year and get some good time last year as well. As the Riverhawks try to claw back in, and they got another point there. Now 4-2 in set number 3. You mentioned a couple of times in this matchup that the last time these two teams met, it was the reverse sweep in favor of Susquehanna. And it happened not, of course, on this court, but on this campus. Great work to the right side there. Bella Woodard, she's been the early star of this third set so far for the Tartans.
Yes, she has. And now tying Juliana McFarland with 7 kills. Laura Raychard still leads the way with 8.
Just a mistake from that side from CMU, giving Susquehanna 1 back, which in many regards has been what has kept the Riverhawks in contention in the early stages here in set number 3. Serve coming from Kendall Mason, the junior. She gets the dig as well. The set comes from Kira Roach. And the attack and an extra touch there from Bella Woodard. It was the left side that time. Catherine Marshall puts one away here in this third set.
Izzy Stafford in for CMU. She'll serve.
Izzy Saffert. A new face here in the Steel City, coming out of the Twin Cities. Susquehanna pops that up. CMU does the same from their back line. And great work by Susquehanna at the net to deny that attack.
This is becoming a close third set, although that's how the first set started. Second set got closer at one point, and then it was all CMU. Is that in or out? They're going to say out. Just missed.
Out of bounds, point Tartan.
Coach Johnson is in disbelief. Hands over the head. Clear sign.
In for CMU. And the server.
You mentioned this, her first year in this position as the acting head coach for the Riverhawks. Formerly spent some time at Brevard and Delaware Valley, also in southeastern Pennsylvania. How about that? Another dose of Gavros.
I'm telling you, when she's in the contest, she can make things happen there off the serve. I've been trying to figure out what it is, but she's just very talented.
And a monster slam there from Juliana McFarland. Able to sneak along the nets. Susquehanna really had no way to see her coming. And they certainly had no answer for her in that back corner. Good set from Roach. Able to get it over and cross paths. 9-4 the score now in favor of CMU. They've been able to pull away by a couple. Great layup there up top. Spatial awareness from Susquehanna paying off. They get out of the way. Strong attack from the left side, and that gets mishandled, but another touch gives the point to Susquehanna.
In for the Riverhawks, number 19, Lauren Halsey, along with number 10, Delaney McCoy.
Lauren Halsey entering, I believe, for the first time in this match for Susquehanna, the first-year student out of Arcadia, Florida.
The attack by Shayna.
And she right away sees the strong CMU offense reach double digits for what CMU hopes to be the last time tonight.
I like the call from the PA announcer. The attack from J Mac. And he called Laura Raychard Laura Ace Chard earlier when she had an ace. We're having fun with it here at CMU, and Herkenrother right there with a tremendous block, leading to a point, 11-5, and it seems like the Hawks, they get, within striking distance, and then CMU goes on a run.
Almost like that's what gives CMU the little push.
Gives them life.
Yeah.
Knowing that they're catching up. Yeah, for sure.
They go by that give them an advantage mentality. Side out for the Riverhawks there. It's 11-6. The serve comes from Rorals. Her and Kendall Mason actually coming from the same high school in Columbia, Maryland. But Laura Raychard picks up right where she left off. The graduate students showing some of her veteran abilities on the courts. Across the court, Susquehanna off the set of Delaney McCoy, tried to throw it down, but took some contact off the top of the net there. Now a 7-point buffer, 13-6 here in set number 3.
That one just rolled up the arms and right into the face of Lauren Halsey.
Number 14, Regan King.
I'm sure that was uncomfortable, but had a good laugh about it, heading off.
Halsey came into this game with just 8 digs this year. She's only appeared in 4 other sets. Strong block at the nets. How about Bella Woodard and Kai Herkenrother?
They have been formidable at the net. And Woodard, her stats may not jump off the score sheet here tonight, but I think she has been fantastic. One of her better contests this year that I've seen. And I think collectively, as a group, causing a timeout now here for Susquehanna, CMU, they're executing at a very, very high level right now.
Yeah, they have been near flawless. They've certainly made their mistakes, but they have been able to keep the attack really in front of them, one foot in front of another. And it has been strong up to this point. 16-6, the difference. So far in this third set, Carnegie Mellon finds themselves 9 points away from their 4th sweep of the year and their 6th overall victory in 2024.
Yeah, they need to go on a run here and see what they can do here in this quad before conference play. And honestly, before they match up with the best team in the nation in Division III women's volleyball, Judiana. I mean, they have to, they got to stem together some good outings right before that one to give them the confidence. You never know.
An ace right off the bats. Naya Tamala snags one there. How about a career high that she tied earlier this year against Salisbury with 5 aces in that game, and that was a 4-set contest. 3-1 win for CMU that night. More points now for CMU. 18-6. Really trying to run away with it and make a statement. Juniata, one task, but also two matches tomorrow, as we mentioned. 11 a.m. up against Ohio Wesleyan, and 5 o'clock against Mount Union. We saw those two teams just a moment ago here on this court. Susquehanna wins that point back on the error, and we'll see if there's any kind of late push here from the Riverhawks. It would have to be a hefty one. They'll take those all day long. Susquehanna 0-5 this year in 3-set matches. And CMU trying to put Susquehanna down to 0-6 in that regard. Raychard to serve. She's got 9 kills tonight. That goes into the nets.
She peppered that one into the net. Got a steam behind that serve. And I think that's really the only way that Susquehanna is going to potentially maybe fight their way back here in this set, is those unforced errors by CMU. That has been limited, but kind of stacking up here in the third set. But then they respond to do that.
Yep. And again, that's just textbook volleyball there. Nothing fancy, nothing over the top. Might not make a highlight reel, but it'll certainly win you a point and get the job done. Talking about Laura Raychard's last service error, how about this? She contributes to this total with a pair of aces, 11-1 CMU in service aces tonight. That's been a key difference from behind the service line. Here's Chen over to Woodard. Back behind, and CMU just misread that one.
Yeah, nobody was towards that service line. And I think maybe they kind of just thought that might work out of bounds. It did not. Still a 10-point difference.
You can see that height prevailing for CMU. A lot of teams wouldn't be able to have that touch. Tamala and the delivery. Susquehanna. Long set there. Backing up is Woodard. Onto the ground goes Sack. Along the line, and a great opportunity there from Stella Robinson. 9 of her 13 kills this year have come all in one game. Susquehanna played a straight-up doubleheader against Notre Dame of Maryland. And they won both of those matches 3-1 and 3-2. 20-11. Now the score in set number 3. Make that 21 for Carnegie Mellon. How about this also, Rob? No timeouts had to be called tonight by Ann Bach, as long as she can get out of here with 4 more points. That's also indicative of a very well-played game.
I was going to say, I mean, Susquehanna now having a little bit of life here in this third set, but that is a very crucial point. Great takeaway, because they haven't needed to reset. They've controlled from the very beginning.
And Susquehanna's only used 2. What a touch there. That goes for a point to the Riverhawks.
Going on a little run here is the team in orange. Until now.
Catherine Marshall, my goodness. You do not want to stare that attack down. She'll get subbed out for Zoe Gavros, who will check in to serve. This is what they did to put the first set away. Coach Ann Bach hoping to line up another walk-off here for the Tartans. She takes it right to Sack. That gets misplayed on the sets. 1 down, 2 to go for Zoe Gavros and the Tartans.
Yeah, very hard to handle serve. Now looking to build on that, just 2 points away from winning set 3 in the match altogether.
No one for CMU has just one service ace. When they ace, they've got a pair at least. Gavros has 3. Naya Tamala has 4. Abby Chen also had 3, and Laura Raychard has 2.
So what you're saying is when they come in bunches.
Yeah, and that has been the case. If you look at this score, 25-14, 25-15, and we're right around that mark once again. It's been very consistent. Here tonight, Susquehanna trying to put together a late set rally.
They're not going away.
You got to play this point with nothing to lose.
Right. Super aggressive off the serve here.
Yeah, they've got to win 10 as opposed to the Tartans, who have now just 1 to go. A violation along the net there for Susquehanna. Sets up a match point for Bryn Shern, the true freshman out of Englewood, Colorado, who has played in just one other set this year. That came against Marietta. Shern getting some crucial time here as a Tartan, and she'll get at least 1 more point.
Yeah, letting that one go. That one was close.
She'll actually check out here for Abby Chen.
Abby Chen returns for CMU. Ryan Roll, survey.
24-16.
Probably a good move to have Chen back in there, the defensive specialist. Just need 1 more point. Susquehanna with the serve. Is that her dump?
Susquehanna not going away without a fight, but that one out of bounds, and Carnegie Mellon has put this one away. How about this for a box score? 25-14, 25-15, 25-16. Susquehanna improved in each and every set, but it wasn't enough at the end as CMU puts that away 3-0. A really solid matchup, Rob. Your thoughts heading into tomorrow's full slate?
Yeah, big win for CMU. Gives them some confidence into which should be very competitive matches tomorrow against Mount Union. And who's the other team there? I'm drawing a blank now.
Ohio Wesleyan.
Ohio Wesleyan, that's right. Ohio Wesleyan came away victorious in the earlier match here tonight against Mount Union. And that one was a close affair, so we expect that to be the same heading into to tomorrow. But, the Tartans, they've had a rocky start to their season. That was a statement win.
Yeah, and that's a big boost for confidence. That's why you play all these non-conference games. But for tonight's action, that will do it. For Nick Schmeg, Rob McKinney, and our help behind the scenes here, Amanda Sloan and Hannah Noel, helping us out here today at Carnegie Mellon. We'll be back tomorrow. Rob will have all the coverage for you here at CMU. For tonight, a 3-0 victory for the Tartans here from the Highmark Center.